All right, we're going to be bonnet cleaning this carpet. We'll extract later. What we're going to do is we took out a bunch of stains and furniture dents and candle wax and whatnot with our steamer. And now we're ready to start the bonnet cleaning. You can see there's a really dark stain over here. That's where the couch was sitting and they put the feet down. So we'll see how that works out.
It's a hard one. It's an old carpet with lots of stains, lots of worn carpet area on it.
We haven't actually made an Oreck video in quite a while.
Nope. We look for stuff like this to make them on something that's dirty.
Yeah. Most of our subscribers seem to be interested in the vacuuming videos. We don't get that much attention from people on the carpet cleaning videos, so when we use the Rub Doctor and Oreck all the time, we just don't bother making a video a lot of the time because it's just, with our slow connection, it's going to take forever and ever to upload it. We're talking about 2 or 3 nights of nothing but uploading. And we can't watch Netflix and things like that, so it's kind of a hassle. So we don't always upload all our videos. We have videos and stuff we never bothered to put out. We actually have over 1,800 videos on our channel, but most of them are just for documentation for the jobs we've done. We don't actually put them out public because they're really super boring, because all we did is just like show before and after and show a little bit of the cleaning of the worst stuff. And we basically video almost everything, but most of the carpets aren't that bad and it's not worth making
Most of the videos
public video.
we make are they're like a portfolio.
Yeah.
They're more of that than they are for YouTube.
Well, we have an owner for a property that lives out of town, and that way he can just log in and he can see what's going on the property. And he can see if we clean a carpet, we're charging him so he can see, he can see the before and after and see that we're actually working.
Plus, if people ever want to, we ever want to pick up new clients and they want to know, can we clean carpets, we're just like, well, we got about 1,000 videos you can look at, and when you're done looking, make your own decision about that, and hire us or not. So, a portfolio definitely works in your favor.
Alright, he's working on the old traffic pattern.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to.
Now you also have, with the traffic pattern, you can have a lot of abrasion to the carpet fibers.
Change the paddle.
I'm going to flip her over. You get a lot of abrasion to the carpet fibers, and so when you look at the carpet, you're going to see a different texture, and that can also reflect light, so it's a slightly different shade, so you can see what look like darker areas in the carpet, and it's all actually the same cleanliness level, but it's because of wear that it looks differently. And some of these carpets, they'll get like a shininess to the fibers as they start to wear, and so they can have a weird look whenever you look at them with lights on and things.
Well, here comes a darker area. They're hard to clean, but let's just do what we can.
Now we could have just used the Rub Doctor on this. It'll get everything out too. It just takes a few more passes. And the problem is when you're using an extractor like that, you're putting down water with each pass. And so you can end up where the carpets are pretty damp.
We want the carpet to not take too long to dry because it is winter time.
Yeah.
Now, if we go over this with the rug doctor later, we can just make one pass because the carpet's cleaned.
Trying to find the best angle to.
Well, I'm going back over there.
Okay.
Actually, I'll come from this way.
Well, I've already moved the tripod, so yeah, do it that way. You're casting a shadow, dude. You're casting a shadow.
No, I can't go with that.
I
It don't
know.
matter.
Don't worry about it. And make sure to hit like and on this video, and leave a comment if you got any questions. And if you don't like the video, go ahead and leave a dislike. I mean, that kind of gives us some feedback.
We don't care.
No, and it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's all interaction with the video, so a lot of people leave us thumbs down on every video. It's the same people every time, and they're actually helping the video to move higher up in the ratings because it's interaction.
So yes, just interact with the video.
Yeah, you could give us 100 thumbs down, and it's not going to
If you want to mess us up, don't interact. If you do a like or a dislike, you're benefiting us, so go right ahead.
Well, one of the things you can do if you want to succeed with your video is just make a video that's so awful that everybody will be offended, and they'll leave thumbs down and negative comments because you'll get lots of attention from something like that. We don't do that kind of video, but
No, because we're not going to do that kind of work to make that kind of video.
there's a lot of people that do. They go out of their way to offend everybody, so they'll leave a lot of comments and thumbs down, and it helps the video climb to the top of the charts.
Yeah, there's people out there that think like that.
Well, it's looking pretty nice. It's looking fresh as death.
It's getting there.
Put that up. You can see we got 2 other rooms to clean. I'm going to show basically most of the living room here, but I'll try to show some highlights in the other rooms because there's some darker stuff that's in there that when it comes out, I'll try to make a video of that.
Most people don't care for these orbiter videos, but we have some carpet cleaning friends on YouTube and they like it, so we do this because of some of our carpet cleaning buddies that like to see our orbiter stuff. That's why we do it, but most people want to see our vacuum videos, Dyson and sanitary and that kind of stuff, so we got vacuum people like us, carpet cleaners, and that's basically our crowd.
Now, I want to make sure if you if you're looking for more videos to show this machine, you might try Carpet Cleaning Freak. He has a pretty good channel. Truman Steamers.
He shows us some.
Yeah, he has some good videos showing this machine in use, and we want to mention those guys because they've always been real nice with us.
Yeah.
And we appreciate they've had a good attitude towards us, and we want to try to mention them. We don't mention people in our videos too often because we'll always leave somebody out that we should have mentioned, and we don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah, Truman and Carpet Cleaning Freak are our main carpet cleaning friends on YouTube. Most of the other people like us like our vacuuming. They don't care about our carpet cleaning, so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another area of the house and clean, and then I'm going to give this chance to dry up a bit. If I come back here and it looks too dark, I'll respray it and body clean it yet again. After the wash job on it.
What is this? There's a little smudge you might try to get there.
Well, let me see.
I want to leave that behind.
I may not have got there.
Hey, it's nice to have 2 people when you're cleaning a carpet because one person sees something. You're always going to not see everything 100%.
That's a dent. A little dent, or you can't get down into it.
All right. That's an answer. But it's always good to have a second set of eyes. Hey, the sweep over there at the back door, right in front of the door, looks like it's got a little bit of a stain from the sweep going over it. I don't know if it does or not. There's always imperfections in these carpets once they've been down a while that you can't 100% fix. You never know how it looks on video.
Yeah, you can't fix carpet abrasion and there's just all kinds of stuff that you can get the stains out of the carpet, but fixing damaged carpet, you can't do that. You can just clean it. Nobody can undamage a carpet with a machine. Nobody.
And a lot of times you can also get one of these carpet rakes, and if you have any doubt, rake the carpet really, really good so everything's uniform, and that way you can kind of see anything that's different. It'll stand out better. But the carpet looks a little bit uneven, and it's because he worked on the traffic area more than the rest of the carpet. So it's a little bit more fluffed up.
Well, it needed more TLC, so it got it.
All right, so you have to pre-spray, correct?
Yeah, I haven't pre-sprayed nothing but the living room.
Okay, I might leave this camera on for just more.
And another thing, when I pre-spray, I don't pre-spray the whole house when I'm cleaning with an orbiter because I want to spray the stuff and have it done real wet when I go over. I don't want the carpet dry at all. I want it pretty wet. And if you pre-spray the whole house, 20 minutes when you get to a room, it could be half dried up. I want it wet.
I'm gonna keep the camera back. I'll just leave the camera on for a few minutes here so you can kind of see like a real time. This is how it is when we're really working and we're not, concentrating so much on the video. So if you're bored, just stay tuned. We'll start back up to the action here in a minute. I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna show a pre-spraying. I don't want to get too close though, because that stuff will get up on the camera lens.
Yeah, it's a fine mist.
Yeah, it's gonna be airborne. Are you gonna do both rooms or just that one?
Just the hallway in this room.
All right,
That way the other one, I'll spray it
too
up
close here. This room that he's doing right now, it did have some pretty good. Had a bunch of stains in it that we took out with
They were so deep in the carpet that they thought the carpet might be torn.
I'll put the camera up higher.
It was just dense.
We used the steamer on it. Took a little while, but we're gonna try to scrub the rest out.
And it is a nasty mess. It may not show up on video, but this is tough to clean.
There was a big candle wax thing there that we took out.
There was one, yeah.
Yeah, that came out with the steamer. We used the steamer this time because it's a little easier to leave alone and not worry about. You can walk off and leave it set on something that's not
Well, we
going to
want
ruin
to
your
take candle wax out and stuff, so we just melted it with the steamer. Get this extra because this is the bad spot.
Do you have to wash the bonnet still?
Yeah. I'm going to do the hallway with the bonnet the way it is, and then I'll wash it off when I come in this room and have a fresh bonnet clean.
Check that closet if you haven't been in there.
There's nothing like bonnet cleaning in a closet. It's super quick.
Yeah, it's hard to get an extractor into those spots.
But an orbiter, it just slides right off.
I think even people that use a wand with all the hose and everything connected to it, it's tough to get into the real tight closets because you have just so much junk to work with. But Oreck goes right in there and you can maneuver it a lot easier.
Some people have asked us, how do you get corners with the Oreck? Well, I'll tell you the truth. It gets so close into the corners, you don't have to worry about it. The pad overhangs for one thing, and it'll kind of push in the corners. When you get done, you can't tell the corners aren't clean. It does hit the corners. Although it's round, it pushes into the corners pretty good. If you don't get the corners 100%, you get 99% of a corner done. So we don't worry about corners. And there's nothing like this for edging. It'll go right up an edge like nothing. Oh yeah, stuff's just coming out like it's magic. If you're doing carpet cleaning and you don't have one of these machines, you are missing out. Now, if you got a big machine like a big rotary or whatever, 175 RPM, those are cool. In fact, well, other than the fact that they're heavy to get upstairs and they don't go into real tight spaces, they're faster than this.
You might put a shot of ammonia on each of those little. Do you see those?
I'll see
the little green dots there.
First things first. I'm gonna wash out this. Here, let me shoot some ammonia on there right now. Let's start sinking in. Where is it? I can't even see them no more because I think they came out basically.
One's right there. Let's see if you pick it out. One's there, and then one's right there.
Shit.
Just let that sit.
That's barely anything. Well, let's watch the bonnet out. If you want to do that on...
I might try to show it. It's kind of hard to maneuver into the
It's probably dirty.
spot. Since I have this tripod, I'll hold it up way high over the sink, and hopefully we'll catch it.
Just give it you can.
Yeah, I can't see the viewfinder, so I hope I'm aiming in the right direction.
It won't matter. It's dirty, trust me. Oh yeah, it's real dirty.
That's a good sprayer.
Oh yeah, it's real good. This is remember for pad cleaners, bonnet cleaners, this is what they call extraction. So it may not be where you're extracting with a van or a rub doctor, but it's extracting.
Well, it works also because you're not putting very much moisture on the carpet.
No.
So when you put your pre-spray down, it's helping to break the bond of the chemical bond of the stain to the carpet fibers. So when you go over with the bonnet really is basically absorbing the chemical you put down plus the stain that's been released. If you try to just scrub the carpets with just the bonnet and you didn't have any pre-spray down, you'd be able to get some of it to just rub off onto the bonnet, but it wouldn't work that good. The pre-spray really was what helps do everything.
Yep.
So we're coming in here.
That's a fact check. Okay, hang on.
Now this video is going to take 2 weeks to upload.
Good.
Yeah, we have a 768K maximum upload speed with our. When you live out in the middle of nowhere, we got like a 2.5 megabyte download max and a 768K upload max. So these videos here, they start to get to be an all week long event trying to get them uploaded. And we have a computer that you can't edit files on because it's not powerful enough. So we have to pretty much upload all of our files and then edit them with the YouTube video editor, which is not very full featured.
It's a work of love.
Yeah. So that's why our videos probably aren't as polished as some people's videos, but we just don't have the. I mean, it's like 100 miles to the nearest town that you would even consider a town that's we're stopping.
This is a small city, and they got internet. They just don't have fast internet where we live.
Nope.
So, but it's like it works.
You can watch Netflix a little bit.
You can watch Netflix and do YouTube, and it's no problem. It's just when you try to upload, it's a problem.
But I think about 720p on a good day is about the most you're going to be able to pull from those connections. So it's kind of limited. There's no cable TV in this town. In fact, this town was far enough away back in the day, people couldn't even pick up TV stations from the nearest city with their antennas unless they had a real tall, super maximum antenna that was bolted to the side of their house.
There goes the rest of the red stain.
So back in the 70s, these people didn't have television, they didn't have anything.
No, and we're not from here. We moved out here from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Among other places, yeah.
We're here because we have family here, unfortunately, and that's why we're here. So we're not part of the whole Texas scene.
No, we're not from Texas.
We just happen to live here, and that's all there is to it.
I think we've picked up a little bit of the drawl and the. I know when we watch our videos, we slur a lot of our words together. We didn't used to be like that. It's just one of those things you pick up when you move to an area. We've lived here for 8 years.
Yeah, but we're not
the
from
stuff
Texas.
and it kind of rubs off on you.
We are never been or never will be Texans. Technically, if you're not born in Texas, you can't be a Texan anyway. They won't accept you.
No.
We're like foreigners. But you know, we get by. Maybe eventually we'll go back to New Mexico or maybe Los Angeles or something like that.
Alright, let's see where we're at. Any stains?
Hang on, I gotta get behind the door yet. I didn't forget.
There's some darker junk in here. This camera picks up things better than our old camera that we used to use did because there's little stains and stuff on the carpet that we could kind of see. Didn't used to show up on camera, but they show up plain as day with this camera.
There's a red stain right here where I'm at, and I got like 98% of it, 96% of it
You
out.
can still see a tint of
But
red.
I'm getting it, it's basically out enough.
I'm gonna move to that corner as soon as you get out of there, I think. So I can video. Why did I eat Mexican food for lunch? I'll be paying the price all afternoon now.
Yeah, there ain't nothing like edging with an order. They get you just fast and quick. I'm gonna get all this with the clean side of the bonnet, and then when I get to this dirty area back here, I'll put the clean side down and get it out. Absorb all the dirt I can into the bonnet.
Trying to find
These bonnets, they absorb a major amount of dirt. Not just a little bit. You can do like a huge dirty living room on one side of a bonnet. It's amazing how much dirt these bonnets will trap in them. Absorb. Okay, here's the dirty part. I'll do it with this, and I'll put the bonnet over and use the seat, the clean side. It's taking it right out anyway. I may not have to, but I still will do it. It's just getting rid of this stuff.
trying to find a good angle. The light in here is it's getting blown out.
You're probably at a good angle right there if you just stay put.
Trust me, there's stains right there, and he's getting into them.
They almost pulled the carpet out over this area right here. This is the area that caused, oh, look at it, it's out. They were going to pull the carpet over this, and if we could clean it and make it look half decent, they were going to keep the carpet. We're not making it look half decent, we're making it look like it never happened. So they're going to be overjoyed because they're going to save probably $800 to $1,000 on a carpet.
You might try to put a little more crease spray down. It looks better, but there's still a little bit of stuff in there.
I'll just put the bonnet,
Oh yeah, do that.
the clean side.
See if there's anything left.
Something else, it's too hard to talk about because it's almost like science. But you get these bonnets soaking wet, and the minute you start them on the carpet, they dry up within a second because the friction from them turning on the carpet, it instantly just dries the water up in them, so the bonnets are moist but not soaking. A lot of people have said, how do you get a bonnet wet and still attract water when there's water coming out of the bonnet? It's like, well, I don't know how to explain it. It just works. I'm not a scientist, but as the bonnet goes across the carpet, it somehow or another manages to dry the bonnet through friction at the same time that it attracts stuff in like dirt. It don't soak up water. It actually disintegrates the water that's on the carpet. It don't dry the carpet through soaking.
There's absorption too.
A little. But when I get done, the bonnet don't need to run out because it's not wet. The friction of the machine and the bonnet spinning, it's just the friction is what does it.
We're gonna post vacuum this carpet too, because you can see the bonnet is bringing up stuff that's deep in the carpet that the pre-vac didn't get out.
Very little though.
But that's okay. When you bonnet clean, it's always a good idea if you can to post vacuum. A lot of people even do it when the carpets are still slightly damp. We always wait till the next day when the carpets are fully dry, but we'll post vac this probably with a sanitary because it's got more lift. It'll pick up the carpet and it'll get all that junk back out of there. Now, one nice thing about this, if you want to do, like if you're cleaning your house, you don't have to get your carpet soaking wet to do this. The carpets can be dry in a couple hours, so you can start using your carpets faster.
If you own one of these machines, you don't have to go rent an extractor. You don't have to call a guy with an extractor. You just do it yourself every month or two. Just bonnet clean your carpets.
Yeah, it's easier on your It's more gentle on your carpets than an extractor because you're not.
Yeah, it's the way to go.
You're not putting so much water into your carpets.
Yeah, you're not soaking your pads.
This has some stuff in it, but it's not enough. I'm not going to video the whole thing because it'll be way too much video.
It's not real dirty. It's going to come clean.
He's got to do that. Did you do the closet in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's got this room, and this room has the big closet in it. But this has the old carpet that never got changed out. So this is like probably 10 or 12-year-old carpet here in the bed, in the closet.
Yeah, that carpet's like OG. It's been here.
So I'm gonna stop the camera now, and what I'm gonna show you, unless there's some highlight that we pick up on, I'll show you when we rake these carpets what they look like. The living room's looking pretty nice.
The whole place is always nice.
So keep watching. Alright, I'm going to rake part of this living room carpet. That way we'll be able to tell better how the traffic pattern and everything works. And it helps get this carpet drying a little bit faster too, although it's not very wet. But I'm going to show you just a little bit of the raking. He's not done with what he was doing. He's still getting ready to start a bedroom, but I'm going to rake this real quick. And we'll see if it's even. This isn't the final raking necessarily either, it's just the initial.
Well, it stays dirty. I'm going to clean that one more time at the end of the job.
I see a little bit of something here,
Well, that's, yeah.
there a little bit,
We'll work
and then
on
this
it.
area I go over it one more time, but it's probably because it's a little bit too, has more dampness in it, because you went over it a bunch.
Water down in there. And the stain there. That's part of it. Probably about 50% of the look is that.
Work in progress. He's getting ready to clean that back there. If he does come back in here and work on this some more, I'll go ahead and turn the camera back on. Oh, he says he will, so. You see this line, let me see if that line there where the carpet's a different shade. This is light, that's a little bit darker. We want to try to get that a little bit better, at least blend it so it's not a straight line. But there's a lot you can't do because of carpet wear. Stay tuned. All right, we've basically finished these two rooms. Kind of awkward holding a tripod doing this. They look pretty good. In this other room, try to hold it steady. The carpets are nice and fluffy. This particular apartment always had great carpets in it. Unfortunately, nobody who's lived here has taken care of them. But all right, we're going to go ahead and go over some more stuff here in the living room. So that's what we're getting ready to do.
Alright, we're going to do the living room one last pass, and here's what we're going to do. There's an old method that people don't use no more, but what you do is you get your bonnet, and you want to get it wet. When you got a real dirty carpet, the wetter the bonnet, the easier you get the dirt out. So you dip it in the bucket like this. You just Ready to squeeze it out, you throw it down on the carpet and you get ready to roll. And it's wet, and you want to keep it wet.
That light. Mess with that. There you go.
So this is going to be real wet. Now when you do it like this, you can technically just spray some pre-spray on your spots and not pre-spray the whole carpet because the bonnet is so wet that it'll go about 20% or a quarter of this room before the bonnet will even start really drying out because it's real wet. And the wetter the bonnet, the better it works. Some people think you get the bonnets dry and they work good, but it's not so. Wet bonnets work real good. They glide quicker, they get less friction, and they just do more grabbing of the dirt in the carpet fibers. So you want your bonnets good and wet. If you're one of those guys that likes to use them dry, good luck. There's people out there that do that. I don't prefer that. I like it good and soaking.
When you're wet bonneting.
Yeah.
We don't always wet bonnet. Yeah, there's some more stuff that needs post vacuumed.
It'll get vacuumed. Okay. I'm going to redip my bonnet. You want to dip your bonnet about like I'm doing mine. You'll see.
Yeah, you just do an area, kind of an average size area, and then get the bonnet wet again. Watch where you sling that.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, when the dirt comes off your bonnet in the water, and you dip the bonnet in there in a few minutes again, you're going to be putting dirty water in your bonnet. Well, that's not true because what happens is there's dirt in the water right now, but that dirt's going to sink to the bottom.
Yeah, it'll sink in a couple of minutes. And you can see the water's still pretty clean.
By the time I dip this again, that dirty water the dirt will be at the bottom. I'll be working with clean water the whole time. There will be no dirty water involved. It looks dirty though, but it's not. Okay. Yeah, boy, with a wet bonnet like this, you can really glide over the carpet and it grabs hard. Like I said before, I don't know how it works, I just know it works. I'm not a scientist, but I've got experience. I've been doing this since the 80s, and it works.
Show you our first job. We got an after-school job in 1978 cleaning medical offices after school with Kirby vacuum cleaners. And in the wintertime, because it was a place where they get lots of snow, they put lots of salt and sand out. And so all that stuff got tracked in, and salt stains and all that stuff. And so we had to go around and clean the carpets too. And back in the 70s, they didn't have a lot of carpet cleaning equipment available to use, but we kind of got...
We're twins, and we're 52 years old, and we've been working since 1976. You do the math.
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of work on this.
Well, 78 was our official first job, but yeah, our parents had a lot of rental properties, and so they had duplexes mostly. They had them all over the town we grew up in, and so we basically, when we were young, we helped clean up, those places after people moved out, and part of it was getting the carpets cleaned, and they kept the same carpets. The carpets, when they built the places in about 1972, they had the same carpets. Some of those units still have the original carpets in them, I think.
Yeah.
Of course, our parents died, and we moved to another state, and
it's all part of the past. But we've been working since '76. But we did some in '76. We really started working almost, quite a bit in 1978. We've been working since we were 12 years old.
But we've been trying, and both of us have had other jobs where we ended up doing carpet cleaning as part of the. I used to do a lot of apartment maintenance jobs when I was in my 20s. I ended up once again having to clean carpets. So we've been cleaning carpets for years and years and years, off and on. We also had a tree service that we started for about 10 years, and we actually, before we were doing this, we were going around the country with a stump grinder, and we were taking out tree stumps.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we basically spent, we did door-to-door sales for almost 20 years.
We've always liked carpet cleaning, though. We always seem to come back to it. We can't get away from it. I like cleaning carpets. It's nice. In the summer, you're in an air conditioner. In the winter, you're in a heater. You're never working in the rain. I mean, you can work year round. There is no season. It's just carpets need cleaning year round. It's not like landscaping where there's seasons you can work and seasons you can't. It's just year round work. So it's a good steady business for them they're in.
But back in the 70s, most of the time people would do, like janitors and stuff, they clean carpets with a rotary machine at 175. And the wet bonnet was like the king of the carpet cleaning methods then, because everybody just took a bonnet.
What most people did is
got it soaking wet.
They got a bucket. They put some soap in the bucket with the water. They put the bonnet in there, lightly wring it out, throw it on the carpet, and do what we're just doing here. It's the old bucket method. This method is 70 years old. It's not brand new.
Oh yeah.
We didn't invent it. We learned it from others. But it works.
Of course, now you have a lot more choices. There's a lot of dry methods that you can use, like Host and SIBO and
encapsulation.
Yeah, encapsulating
you
stuff.
If you want to encapsulate, we don't do it. But
if you want to do that, and that stuff works. But this is a little bit. This is easier for us because we grew up doing this, and it's just something we've done all our lives, and we've figured out how to make it work. Like the rub doctor we have back in the 70s and the 80s, you couldn't even buy extractors that would even compete at all.
No.
Now, some people had truck mounts back then, but they weren't nearly
that good.
No, they weren't nearly as powerful as they are today, and they were, well, most of them will admit back in the 70s and 80s, they were soaking carpets everywhere they went. Carpets would take days and days to dry.
Yeah, they didn't have vacuum on them that was any good.
Yeah. So the rug doctor, if we had a rug doctor back in the 70s, we could have gotten rich, because nobody had access to equipment even that good back then, so. It's all a matter of perspective.
Some people have messaged us and asked us, why don't we get rid of the road doctor and get like a truck mount or a portable? I'll tell you one main reason we don't. We don't need one. I mean, the road doctor cleans carpets deep down. Something else I like about the road doctor, as you're making your backward pass, you're spraying water, you're agitating, and you're vacuuming all at one time. It's just simple. It works, and it's a simple way. And we've cleaned enough carpets on YouTube that you can see that we're cleaning carpets, not just making them look a good appearance. They're getting clean. We've been cleaning at this apartment complex for 4 years. If we were doing that
5
job,
years.
they'd fire us for a little.
We started in 2011. You always say that.
But if we were doing a bad job, they'd have fired us a long time ago and replaced us somewhere. There's several truck rock cleaners here in town they could use. So that's why we use a road doctor. They do the work.
Well, when we put up videos when we put up videos where we out clean the truck mount or something like that, you got to remember we're not trying to put down people with truck mounts. We're trying to expose the fact that a lot of people, they'll come to your house and they'll clean your carpets lickety-split. They won't pre-vacuum. They run over the carpets really fast, and then they tell you, well, we can't. Not all stains will come out. So they do a bunch of stains, or they charge you a lot of extra money to get them out. And it's nonsense. You can see if you watch our videos, stains usually come right out. They just don't want to take the time. They're trying to make quick money.
Show this water.
Oh yeah, the water's cloudy.
Look at that. It was clear when we started, so. If anyone wants to know, it picks up dirt.
Yeah.
So I'll dump this down the toilet.
Yeah, be careful though, don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're trying to show people too. I mean, not just that you can do it yourself. If you hire somebody to do your carpets, insist that they pre-vacuum properly, and insist that they actually put down a good pre-spray and they try to get the stains out. I mean, there is stuff sometimes you can't get out, and that's true. But I mean, especially in this town, and actually it was like that in the town we grew up in. Most of the guys went around and they left people's carpets filthy and just said, well, that's all you can get unless you want to pay extra. And it's a ripoff.
Yeah.
And it's like any other industry, there's people that go around and rip people off, and then there's people that try to do a good job. So be careful who you hire. If you want to learn to do it yourself, it's not all that difficult to do. If you don't mind doing that kind of thing, you can actually clean your carpets. I mean,
well, we make it look easy. Carpet cleaners can do what we do, but a lot of them.
And there's a lot of really, really good cleaners out there. I mean, you can.
Yeah, like Truman and
Sagers.
Mark
Sagers does a good job.
Who's that? Clean Freak in Australia. He does good. We've watched his videos.
Carpet Clean Freak, yeah.
He's a good.
There's plenty of good carpet cleaners out there, and we're not trying to put those people down. We're just talking about the people that, they're the guys that are trying to make as much money in a day as they can, and they don't really care if they don't do a good job because I don't know why they don't care about getting repeat business, but they're trying to make money today, and they don't care about tomorrow.
All our carpet cleaner friends all use truck mounts except us.
Yeah.
So.
And we get plenty of negative comments about people with truck mounts saying, you can't clean without a truck mount. But it's not true. It's just, that's just what is popular today.
We just did clean without a truck mount.
Yeah, and it looks good, and it's clean. We're going to come up post-vac it tomorrow, and, and it's going to look great. Sure. And it's going to be, you can let your baby roll around on the carpet and it's
Yeah.
fine, you know? So don't believe all the hype you hear, because some of this stuff isn't nearly as complicated as people make it out to be.
It's not difficult.
Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching us clean this carpet. I'm going to rake the carpets real quick once he gets all this put away, and I'll turn the camera on just for a second and show you the final result here in the living room. And of course, you got to remember the carpet is still damp, and so it's going to look different when it completely dries. So we're going to do a post-vac video tomorrow,
Yeah, they're pretty damp.
and we'll do, before we start up, we'll show you what the carpets look like for that video. So stay tuned for that video coming up too. But get all this stuff put away, and I'll get it raked, and we'll show you one last final look at what everything looks like. So stay tuned for just a minute. Okay, we finished raking, and I have this camera still on tripod, so while it's stationary, you can maybe see all the carpet fibers a little better than when I got the camera moving around. Let's see, we'll pan over here. There's still a little bit of a line right here, but that is a lot damper than the rest of the carpet, so we'll wait and see how it looks tomorrow. We're going to come up with post vacuum anyway. But the carpets, except for that area over there, are maybe a little damper.
Well, that was real gray. It's not going to be perfect. It's just going to be really, really nice. You can't make them perfect, but it's nice. It's
But,
ready to rain out, and that's all that counts.
Again, the grinding room. The reason one of the things that makes the carpets look a whole lot better is getting rid of all the marks, footprints, furniture, not furniture, but the marks from the cleaning tools that you use and everything. I mean, this is what people want to see when they walk into an apartment to think about renting. They want the carpets to look like this. You want it so they don't look at the carpets, because the carpets are fine. They look at everything else. Let them look at dirty windows or other things and not even notice the carpets, because the carpets, when they're perfect, they disappear. And that's what you want. You don't want, they're not going to walk in like, wow, look at how great the carpets look. They're just not going to notice the carpets because there's nothing that stands out on the carpet. It just looks good. So anyway, hopefully we pulled this one off. And we hope you enjoyed watching the video, and we'll put up a separate video showing the post-vac, and we're planning on doing that tomorrow. So anyway, that's all for this time. Thanks for watching.